No, I don't think that other schools and other majors care about those practical skills, those soft skills that we work on so much. And other programs do not provide funding or accessible resources to go to conferences. That's such a heavy focus here. And I think we also do a really good job at balancing, this academic side. You also need to be producing research and working with these top professors. And also you need to learn how to hold a wrench at the same time. There's the real life application to this.
Welcome back to the next edition of Work Factors. It's so great to have y'all here. Thank you so much. I'm Martha Parker. I'm with the Center for Worker Health. I'm an ergonomist and a project manager. And with me is my co-host.
I'm Adam Pickens. I am a faculty member in EOH in the Environmental Occupational Health Department. And I am we talked about this before I came on here. I am an associate director of the Center for Worker Health. There it is.
Awesome. And today we have with us three of our stellar.
I think that's a good word.
I think stellar.
I think that's
I think y'all can be stellar.
Fine.
Students in our department who are also our NIOSH National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health trainees. They have been awarded after earning a scholarship for tuition and fees and a monthly stipend. So in order to be trained in occupational safety. And so that's what they're doing here. We've got Grant and Hannah and Caroline, and we're going to ask them some questions about a recent experience they had.
Well, one of the great things about the NIOSH training grant is they have funds that allows them to go to training opportunities. One of the opportunities that they've taken is they just went to the Applied Ergonomics Conference in Louisville in March, I guess it was.
Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, I should.
There are other Louisvilles.
Really?
I don't think there is. There's a Louisville. I don't think that's the same.
We're going to Google up that later.
Okay. As we put this on the YouTube. So Louisville, Kentucky, they were all there. So what was some of the best stuff that you saw in Applied Ergo? Not in Louisville per se, but at Applied Ergo. What were some of the interesting things you saw? What was some big takeaways?
One thing that really surprised me, or I guess that I hadn't been able to experience, is how simple some of the solutions can be. Because you expect these grand ideas and these big changes, but in addition to simplicity is the creative aspect that is so, I feel, ingrained in ergonomics and safety, and that you kind of need to have that creative mind. And I just saw so much creativity there. And with creativity comes really simple changes that really make a lot of change. There was one with a couple companies that they won the Simplicity Award, and I was very, very impressed with what they had to offer. But just seeing so many creative people in one setting was really cool. It's more of a broad concept, I think, from my takeaway from that. But yeah, I was really impressed.
Yeah, you wouldn't think a bunch of ergo and safety people getting together, there's a creative aspect in there. You wouldn't think that that's one of the things you would notice.
Yeah. So, wow, I was impressed.
That's awesome.
I agree with Caroline. It's usually, well, not usually, but you see something as simple as just rotating a handle, for instance, to get to body segment within a neutral posture. I really like those ideas, just because the cost aspect of it, but the simplicity, like Caroline mentioned, it's usually the workers that come up with these ideas. So I don't know, from our perspective, it's really holistic of what we would possibly see in the workforce once we graduate here. I also like the usability on our end, where we can wear an exoskeleton, and we don't really have that many opportunities to do that here or elsewhere. So I didn't get to wear it when I watched you guys wear it, so I can't say that I did it, but I think that's really cool too, just having the opportunity to interact with different engineering controls in that sense.
I think what was really neat about this year versus last year was seeing the companies return and the employees once again being brought to the table. I think a lot of times these bigger corporations, you would think that these creative ideas would be pushed to the side, maybe something that's taking up extra time and dollars. But a lot of these companies embraced that and they came back and had more ideas. So it was really cool to get to see that growth from everybody.
Mm-hmm. So you went to AEC last year, Hannah,
Yes.
and you went Grant, right? This was your first professional conference, Caroline.
It was.
Did it meet your expectations?
Yeah, it did.
And what
Especially-
were those expectations?
You know, I walked in with like a really open mind on what I was going to expect. Of course, like the sessions, that's pretty much what I expected. But the unique part, like with the Ergo Cup, is something that I never even conceptually thought of. So that was really cool to look at. I was very interested in the Ergo Cup stuff, and just seeing everything that was, made and created. So, but expectations greatly met, especially as a student who is just learning a lot of this content. And I, like sometimes you just like hear all this stuff in class like back to back, so it can get a little like overwhelming. You're like, I'm not retaining this information. But once I was there, I definitely like realized that I had, and I knew way much more, like so much more than I actually thought that I did. So applied, for a reason they called Applied Ergonomics Conference, and I applied a lot of my knowledge, and I think that my professors have done a great job building that knowledge. So, yeah.
And she looks at you.
That's
a good job.
I'm the only one in the room.
I know.
that doesn't mean anything.
Nope, doesn't mean anything.
So Hannah and Grant, this year versus last year, other than Hannah, you mentioned companies coming back and being excited and more and different and better.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else that you noticed between last year and this year? Anything that you gained more or less?
Yeah, I think for me, there was more companies that were trying to sell products to other companies, which I found really interesting. I can't remember exactly what it was because I don't want to say massage because they said it was not a massage.
Yeah.
The active release, I want to say that company was really interesting and kind of put another idea in my mind to maybe I can go pitch this to my boss one day, and it's another way to kind of give the employees something fun to do. We saw another really neat booth with these different kinds of workstation tables. That's something that could be brought to here to university or in the workplace. So I didn't see a lot of that last year, companies selling to other companies, but it was great to kind of get to connect with those people and build a network for future products.
I agree with both of y'all. Not to echo, but I will echo.
Not to echo for the second time.
Yeah. And I don't know, from a networking standpoint too, we met a lot of these people last year, different companies and professionals. So just getting to, reconnect in that sense was always, good for career-wise and just, I think that was a big benefit for me.
And if you want to learn how to win an ergonomic evaluation on us, be sure and click the link in the description. Also, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this content. All of y'all are going to be employed soon, right? Interns, full-time. So take us through, like, where are you going to go, who are you going to be with, and then after that, I'm kind of curious, like, what did this do, going to a conference like this where you see applied solutions, you see vendors, you see professionals out doing it. Like, what mindset are you going to take from that into your, your new job, your new internship? I'm curious. So just go with Grant. We'll start with you, since that way you don't have to echo anything.
That was my game plan for this. Is echoing. I'll be working with Chevron once I graduate as a workforce safety specialist, starting sometime this summer. And from applying it to the upcoming job, I think an example from my internship was I was performing occupational hygiene sampling, and during that trip there was an ergonomic concern that I felt could be implemented, a control that could be implemented to improve upon any type of musculoskeletal disorder potential. And just from this experience, it kind of gets the brain going of, what are some ideas that from here we can implement into the workstation or the work environment. So from that aspect, ergonomics is somewhat taken for granted in some particular industries or companies, and it really helps develop those ideas to improve upon the environment for the workers.
So I will be working with Covestro, a chemical production plant in Baytown, Texas, and they gave me a really interesting title, the HSE Governance Integrated Management System Specialist.
Ooh.
So
Wow.
it's a lot of words.
HSC, wait a minute, is that GEMS? HSC.
Health, Safety,
Yeah,
Environmental,
and then
Governance, Integrated Management System
GEMS.
Specialist.
Yeah.
GEMS.
HSC.
You should just wear some jewels.
It's a lot. It's a big job. But what appeared to be the biggest problem, and there was another environmental intern whose their project was this, they have 5 or 6 auditing systems, and everybody doesn't like the same one, of course. And they're a global company, so there's a lot of different sites. And my job is going to be able to get everybody on the same system, which I'm sure a lot of people are not going to be huge fans of me for that. But I think it's going to be a really great challenge. I obviously love talking to people, networking with them. And I think the Applied Ergo Conference really teaches me the value of, once again, getting those employees in, because I'm not going to be using that system in the same way that they're using it. So their input is going to be highly valuable to me, and being able to, I don't know, make the changes that are necessary, because for every good thing that's with that computer system, there's going to be a negative to it as well. So I think it'll be really interesting. And I think that this program overall has done a really good job of valuing everybody's experience, because everybody brings something different to the table, and all of that can be useful in providing a solution. So I'm excited.
So I will be in Richmond, California with Chevron. And I think I have like a different takeaway from the conference from people who have completed their practicums already. I have 2 major ones. So one, of course, the importance of listening to your workers and being able to be personable with them, I think, is something that is just not discussed a lot, I think, in certain settings, because I feel like all the people that I met were workers, and they were like, we have this problem, we're gonna fix it, because some people won't, so we're just gonna take charge and fix it. So being able to respect your worker. Dr. Pickens talks about this all the time in class, getting out there and prioritizing getting out of the office, and even seeing if you can do the task, like putting yourself in their shoes a little bit, see if you have any difficulties doing it, because if you do, then they probably do as well. So that's something that I'm gonna really prioritize going into my internship, and really focus on relationship building, and just having that connection. And I think stemming from that, something else that I really gained a lot through the conference that I'm going to take into my internship is just like the confidence level, I guess. I was a little nervous initially. I generally don't have an issue like meeting people, but that really puts you out there, and you go and talk and bond and get to know people. So having my level of confidence heightened walking into this internship, I think, is going to be really helpful for me. So I'm looking forward to bringing that into there. But
Excellent. You struggle with confidence. Shocker.
I'm calling BS on that one.
We're just like in the, I don't know, like, it depends on the setting. It depends on the setting. Sometimes, you kind of feel out of place, especially as someone new to the field, and around a bunch of people who know way more than I do, much more than I do. So I try to listen, learn, and build my way up from there. But
we do hear a lot from our industry advisory board members that we need to focus our students a little bit more in soft skills.
Mhm.
And so
We
I
hear it time
think
and time
this
again.
is a great opportunity for y'all to see, oh, this is how that works,
Yeah.
right? And so when they say soft skills, it is things like listening and hearing and understanding and being empathetic and all of those things that those are hard to teach.
Yeah.
I
they
mean,
are.
you just have to practice it
Yeah.
and kind of get thrown out into it and, respond.
yeah, and I even think of someone like who I personally think I have like pretty solid soft skills. Like, you can always learn, you can always like get
Mhm.
better at them. And I think this is a prime example of like me being, kind of tossed in the deep end and just like being able to get better at them. So it was really helpful and really impactful for me. So
If you ever need any lessons, just reach out to me.
I will, Grant. I will.
I'm here for a reason. Good resource. So,
I love
yeah.
it. I love it.
So Grant,
Yeah. I shouldn't have said anything.
between the first time you went to AEC and the second time you went to AEC, you had a whole academic year in between, right? Did the stuff that you learned in your second academic year prepare you better or more, or give you a different kind of outlook on your experience at AEC?
Yeah.
Or was it not helpful at all?
Put me on the spot here. No, I mean, I think it ultimately it kind of plays into what your academic career path is. So, the flexibility on the electives that I've taken. So I try to focus a lot of my classes this last semester and this semester on, I took process safety class and environmental compliance as my electives, and try to implement some ergonomic controls and overall just ideas from that experience in these classes. So kind of taking it from a different point of view and lens of how you're looking at it. So, yeah.
So, hey, go down there right below this video and join us on LinkedIn and become friends with us there. Also, make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
Well, and, I think for the two of y'all, and you touched on it a little bit, y'all's perspective is completely different now. You went out, you had class, which, it's one thing to have class, but it's another thing. Both of y'all had great internships, which, by the way, your internships are now where you're going to be fully employed. So, you gain a lot of perspective in that, it's a 3-hour class, but it's a whole summer's worth of work. I mean, y'all are full-time employees for, I think, 12 weeks, and I think 11 weeks for you. It gives you a different perspective, and I think I love that we have that built into the program. It's one thing to see the world through an academic lens. It's another thing to actually see the world, and y'all get to see the world.
Yeah, I think to add to that, because a lot of my friends in other programs have a thesis requirement rather than a practicum, and I'm really glad that we have the hands-on experience requirement, because I think that does, in most situations, so much more, and allows you to learn so much more in an applied setting. So I agree with you.
I mean, it is interesting because I was talking to someone I guess last night. We had an ASSP social last night. And
ASSP is American Society of Safety Professionals.
Thank you. Sorry. I live in a world of acronyms, as we all do. But I was talking to some of the second years, which I don't really get to see anymore. They take all my classes in the first year, including the internship. And I just always am so impressed because I get to see y'all for NIOSH and ASSP and stuff. And I'm always impressed with the growth that you see in just a few months. I mean, they're completely different people whenever they're here for their second year. I just don't always get to see it. Y'all grow. It's amazing. It's like night and day for some folks.
Night and day. Night and day. We're just waiting for you, Caroline.
See the confidence.
We're going to go from night to day. It's going to be amazing. So outside of just the conference itself, y'all's trip to the conference last year, your trip this year, what was kind of the best and worst things that happened or didn't happen in your travel?
I'll say for me, the best was it's a good opportunity for me to reconnect with my previous employer. So when I worked for Department of Energy Lab doing ergonomics, a lot of the ergonomists there travel to the conference. So it's really good to connect. I haven't seen them in 2 years or 3 years. So yeah, having that opportunity to rekindle that relationship, see how they're doing. So nice.
I think was to echo once again, reconnecting with people, especially the people that you got to meet last year. I thought the first day, the keynote speaker, that was awesome. And I think last year we didn't get to see a lot of that governmental aspect, which, I mean, I'm a little interested in the government stuff.
Really?
But yeah, so that was great. The worst part about the conference was the food. I mean, there just wasn't a lot of great. Me and Grant looked really hard.
Nope.
A lot of good places to go. He's adding on this. So that was tough. But I mean, the conference is 10 out of 10. I think probably all of them are just a little different from the last. But I think that's important to recognize because all your ergo situations are going to be so different from the last. So it's good that the conference isn't the same thing every year.
Yeah, not to repeat anything that's been said, but I guess it's a little different because I'm initially connecting with these people. Hopefully reconnect with them next year. But I added so many people on LinkedIn. Made a lot of even got people's phone numbers for potential employment in the future. So just learning about the people that have been making a lot of really important changes in our company, just getting to know them a little bit better, and that was definitely my favorite part. The worst part is that they took the coffee cart away before I could get my second cup of coffee on the first day. I was like, I need to go to a Starbucks. Like, I'm so tired. But yeah, just meeting and experiencing like a variety of people, different backgrounds, different experiences, different ages, different, educational aspects to it as well. That was definitely my favorite part. So.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay, so this is a little bit of a touchy question, but are your peers in other majors in other schools doing stuff like this?
No.
Okay.
This is not a touchy question for me.
Okay. I'm just saying, this is a reason to come to school and get
Exactly.
your MPH in environmental and occupational health.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think that other schools and other majors care about those practical skills, those soft skills that we work on so much. And other programs do not provide funding or accessible resources to go to conferences. That is such a heavy focus here. And I think we also do a really good job at balancing, this academic side. You also need to be producing research and working with these top professors. And also you need to learn how to hold a wrench at the same time. There's the real life application to this. I don't get to see a lot of other programs that are as well-rounded and as invested as their students. And I get to talk to a lot of different departments, and we definitely stand out that way.
It's good to know.
Yeah, I agree. Even with last week in one of our other classes, Dr. Benden's class, Martha was there with us. We went to Langford, which is the architect building, I think.
Architecture.
And we provided like hands-on and participated in like real life office ergonomic assessments. And I think that is like a unique opportunity that I haven't seen other friends in other graduate programs like able to complete. Like it's very simple yet really effective like way to get us like out there. So we take a lot of field trips, I feel like, in the EOH department. We go to the lab pretty often. And I just don't see other majors, degree ideas like doing that. So something that definitely makes us stand out for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
It's one of the benefits of being in public health.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
At its core, public health is a practice degree. Like you are practicing the skills that you learn. So I think it actually translates really well.
Yeah.
Coming from a couple of engineers.
Yes, I think so. I mean, we were lucky that we had the kind of people that got us as advisors who got us out into the real world. The program is what gets you out into the real world here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, also you have great people leading you, but yeah, I think so. Awesome. Anything you'd like to add about the conference or your experience as a student here?
I think for the conference aspect, I realized that we were one of few students there. Like there weren't too many students there. So being a part of like a minority group in there was really interesting. People loved to find out that we were students. They're like, "Oh my gosh, like you're so young, yada yada." And I'm like, yeah, I think I'm getting really old, but it's a different perspective.
Bless your heart.
I mean, we took what, 13
yeah.
students?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it's
having
a lot.
like student on our badge was pretty fun, especially when we wore like our A&M gear. They're like, "You're Aggies, wow, we love the Ergo Center, like so great." Yeah. So it was a fun being a student running around and talking to all these adults all day. So I really liked that.
I have loved being a NIOSH student. I think it's given me such an edge in the classroom, just the small experiences that we've had. And I'm forever grateful for it because, I didn't have to take on student loan debt, which is, just awesome. It puts you once again ahead of the game. And I think this program, I recommend it to anybody. I recommend it to people who don't know what they want to do. I think that public health is just so cohesive. And like we talked about, public health is everything all the time. And even if you come into the core and you decide, well, you know what, safety's not for me, I promise you there's another concentration that's going to be able to cater. You're going to be able to learn real life things. And I think you'll excel at the end of the day.
I'll just echo a final echo if you don't mind. But I will say the highlight for me, which at the conference, we went to the Louisville Slugger Museum.
Yeah.
And I think I spent about 2 hours in the batting cages. And I was sore for the week after from the ballistic movement involved.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for being here with us today. We really appreciate it. We're excited for your next adventures, and congratulations on graduating.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
I mean, you're right around the corner.
A couple weeks
about
away.
it.
Oh my gosh.
Got a couple finals, right?
Couple of finals, couple
Gotta
projects.
pass.
One test coming up here pretty shortly.
I don't want to talk about that one. It's tomorrow for anyone curious.
But we certainly appreciate what y'all have added to the program. So thank y'all so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you.
Finally, if you are interested in this program, if you're interested in what we do here, just keep in mind, I tell people all the time that if you don't really know what you want to do, but you want to make a difference in someone's life, think about this. Think about environmental occupational health. Think about occupational health as an opportunity, as a degree program. You literally make a difference in someone's life every day. So be sure and click the link in the description for our department, the Environmental Occupational Health Department at Texas A&M School of Public Health. That will take you to the departmental website. It will help answer any questions that you might have about the degree, about the program, about the NIOSH scholarship, or not scholarship, the NIOSH training grant, and it will have an opportunity for you to start an application there. So we hope you're following us on our various platforms. We hope that you have enjoyed the content, and we hope that we will see you soon.